Welcome back. So the recovery in Asia is really the story of this morning, and that's the SGX Nifty pretty much close to the high point of the day right now. Let's get you a couple of trading ideas on the futures and options side of the market. Chandan Taparia of Motilal Oswal Securities is now joining in. Chandan, what bets are you going with today? What are your trading ideas?
Yeah, very good morning. First, talking about the Nifty market witnessed selling pressure in last two trading sessions, and overall it got stuck in a range. Call writing shifted to 11,000, but put writing is intact at 10,500. So it's likely to be in broad trading range. Dips are going to be bought, but again, follow-up is missing at higher levels, so bounce could be sold. So market is likely to be volatile in the broader trading range because we have seen surge in the volatility index as well. So stock specific, we have positive view on the couple of counters. First, that is buy on Marico. The stock is comparatively holding the gains. It has been consolidating in last 4-5 trading sessions. It is holding near to its lifetime high territory and holding above all the moving average with intact built-up of long position. We have also seen the positive rollover in the counter, and it seems that positive price setup and is that strength of the counter could take it to lower level. So recommending to buy with a stop loss of 369 for a higher target was 396. Second trade is buy on escorts. And in recent last couple of trading sessions, escorts is the only auto counter which has seen the buying interest. Most of the auto counter have seen built up of short position and falling down, but escort is the outperformer in the entire auto space. We have seen buying interest in the counter, and it has given the recent highest daily close and all set to move higher. So recommending to go long with a strict stop loss of 709 for an upside target was 754. Third trade, that is on the bearish side. We have seen the breakdown in most of the metal counter, especially Tata Steel, Hindalco, Vedanta. All these stocks have seen built up of short position and started to form lower top, lower bottom. So in Tata Steel, we are expecting a decline towards 465, 460. One can either go with the short or can go with bear put spread by buying one lot of 480 put, selling one lot of 460 put. So in entire bear spread, one has to pay the premium of 7 points, keep the risk of 4 points, and play with the 1:2 risk reward ratio to play the downside move of the Tata Steel.
Okay, Chandan, thanks a lot for those trading ideas. Sanjeev Bhasin of IIFL is with us now. Sanjeev, good morning. First thoughts on Eicher Motors. Are you buying it now? Used to be 36,000 rupees stock, now almost approaching 20,000. Or you think there could be more derating?
Yeah, good morning. So Anuj, first I'll take 3 points which most people are missing in this swoon which we saw last night. The Brazilian Bovespa hit our new all-time high. The bond yields in the US hit 2.55, and I think the dollar is definitely headed lower. Yeah. So the emerging markets are going to outperform. And in that basket, if you do think that consumption is going to be a trendsetter in the next few quarters, then autos and metals will be a good proxy to buy given the valuation comfort which is there. So yes, if you have a 6-month window, then Eicher Motor may have weathered all the storms. But like I've made this point earlier, I think Bajaj Auto is eating into the Eicher Royal Enfield market share, and that could be the other gainer. So you know, try and play it with a mix. I think on the valuation comfort at 20,000, Eicher can give you a 10% upside, but Bajaj Auto and TVS Motor will be the two players which we think in the two-wheelers will outperform. On the four-wheeler, we think Ashok Leyland, given the valuation comfort and the anticipated buying before the budget, could be the dark horse in the four-wheeler segment.
Okay, but when you say consumption, you mean only consumer discretionaries? You don't mean staples? Because all the staples, as Anuj was pointing out earlier today, are at 52-week highs, you know, are at probably all-time highs. Colgate, Marico, a bunch of them.
Correct. So Lata, there our standout performer should be ITC. We think this is going to be the year for ITC, not only on the FMCG side, but also on the sum of part businesses. And yes, like you rightly pointed out, Marico, Colgate, Nestle before that yesterday's event, these are going to be trendsetters, and that is where the money is hiding, because those sectors have been over, highly priced, and they continue to be higher priced. But we think autos are giving you a very big silver lining. Most of the issues regarding oil and the NBFC fiasco may be coming to an end. We think the coming quarter before the budget could be a much better one than the last.
Sanjeev, if someone was smart enough, made money in IT stocks and then booked profits, is it a good time to get in again? We're just entering the results season now. So large cap IT, Infosys, TCS, would you keep them?
So Surbhi, see, they have been very good portfolio picks, but I am here to make relative outperformance money. Like I'm saying, emerging markets, the Brazilian index, these are going to outperform most of the indices by miles. And in that category, I would put corporate banks, capex stocks, and some of the construction plays. That is where the real money goes. IT as a bellwether will keep, be a good portfolio pick. But I think the best of the rupee may be priced in. In fact, rupee may be now a headwind rather than a tailwind. And I think margins will be more or less skewed, more to do with the Apple, weakness which we have seen. So I'd stay away from IT. Like I said, we would play these three sectors as top picks.
Okay, what about NBFCs and anything in particular that you like at these levels?
So Anuj, some of the mortgage finance companies are looking very good, namely, the top leader, HDFC. We think LIC Housing is going to show you very strong numbers. We are relatively bullish on some of the microfinance companies, Equitas and Ujjivan. We think they could be relative dark horse outperformers. And L&T Finance is one other stock pick which we've had from that 120 levels. We still think that will be an outperformer in the NBFC space.
Okay, well, you spoke in passing about corporate banks. Actually, one of the standout performers, some of the standout performers have been the smaller private sector banks. Federal has been having a very good run. DCB has had a somewhat decent run, not as good as Federal, but still a good run. These are also pockets that interest you?
Yes, and Lata, if you recall, around that 72 level when the Kerala floods was at its highest and people were downgrading Federal, that was the time you had to pick it up. Now, simply see the papers, 2,000 crore of exposure on the MSME solely with Federal Bank. And I think these mid-cap banks have a huge exposure on the MSME where we've seen the RBI give a lot of relaxation. So it will be DCB and Federal Bank and Karur Vysya Bank. These three on all decline. In fact, as a disclosure, Federal Bank is in our top list and we have a target of 125 in the next 6 months.
Okay.
Well, lots of stock ideas there coming in from Sanjeev. We will keep this conversation going, but right now, a very quick break. When we come back, we'll also have the pre-open rates.